Hey there. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to, well, die on another planet? Sounds pretty morbid, right? Hear me out. Each planet in our solar system has its own insane conditions. Some of them are downright deadly. So let's take a wild ride through the solar system and imagine what it would be like to breathe your last breath on each of the 8 planets. Trust me, this is going to be a trip. Alright, let's kick things off with Mercury. Now, you'd think being closest to the sun might make it the hottest planet, right? Well, you'd be right, but not in the way that you think. The thing is, Mercury has no atmosphere, zero protection. So during the day, you're getting blasted with intense heat, with temperatures reaching a staggering 800 Fahrenheit. That's hotter than a pizza oven. But here's the kicker. At night, freezing cold. We're talking minus 330 Fahrenheit, colder than Antarctica. If you were to die in Mercury, you'd be stuck in this crazy temperature roller coaster, either roasting alive or freezing solid. Plus, no air to breathe, so you'd be suffocating to death in seconds. It's the ultimate extreme sport. Only there's no coming back. Now, let's talk about Venus, Earth's twin. Except, this is definitely not the kind of twin you want to meet at a family reunion. Venus is insanely hot. We're talking about surface temperature around 900 Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's hotter than most ovens and even Mercury, which is closer to the sun. It's not just the heat that'll do you in. Venus has crushing atmospheric pressure, 90 times the pressure on Earth. Imagine being buried 3,000 feet underwater. That's what it feels like. Plus, its atmosphere is thick with clouds of sulfuric acid, so you basically suffocate in a molten, acidic, high-pressure nightmare. Fun, right? Okay, let's take a breather and talk about Earth, our home. Now, dying on Earth is obviously a lot less extreme than on the other planets, but it's still, well, a part of life. Whether it's natural causes, accidents, or something else, there's always that inevitable moment we all face. Fortunately, Earth's atmosphere, gravity, and environment gives us a fighting chance. Unlike the other planets, where your options are pretty much instant death, on Earth, at least we have hospitals, care, and the comfort of families and friends to help us through tough times. Let's go to Mars, the red planet. Now, Mars is cold, like really cold. The average temperature hovers around minus 80 Fahrenheit, but depending on where you are, it can dip down to minus 195 Fahrenheit. So you're basically looking at hypothermia within hours. The planet has a thin atmosphere made mostly of carbon dioxide, which means you can't breathe. Add in dust storms that can last for months, and you're in for a seriously uncomfortable death. Even if you're in a spacesuit, things aren't looking great. Without liquid water and with radiation constantly hitting you from space, because Mars doesn't have much of an atmosphere to protect you, you'd eventually suffocate or freeze to death. Not exactly the kind of place you want to be when things get grim. Next up, Jupiter, the king of the gas giants. Jupiter is so massive that you could fit over 1,300 Earths inside it. But here's the problem. Jupiter has no solid surface, so if you tried to land, you'd just fall into a stormy hellscape of thick clouds and gases. The winds, oh yeah, they can reach speeds of over 300 miles per hour, so good luck with that. The deeper you go, the higher the pressure gets, until it's literally crushing you under thousands of times more force than on Earth. There's no air to breathe, and even if you somehow manage to survive for a second, the crushing pressure and lack of oxygen would quickly end things. Jupiter doesn't play around. Moving on to Saturn. Much like Jupiter, Saturn is a gas giant, so again, no surface to stand on. Its atmosphere is mostly hydrogen and helium, but it's way too cold, with temperature averaging around minus 288 Fahrenheit, so yeah, definitely not a vacation spot. But the worst part, the winds. These things can blow at speeds of up to 1,000 miles per hour. So imagine being caught in hurricane force winds, freezing to death with no oxygen to breathe, all while the pressure around you increases as you descend deeper into the atmosphere. It's like the ultimate combo of frozen death and being flattened with no hope of survival. Now, let's talk about Uranus, which is basically the coldest planet in our solar system. Average temperatures minus 320 Fahrenheit. That is colder than any of your deep freezers. And the winds, 500 miles per hour. Yeah, you don't want to be caught out there. Without a solid surface to stand on, in an atmosphere mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, you'd die of hypothermia and suffocation before anything else. The pressure would also crush your body long before you reach the planet's core. So even though it's far from the sun, it's not exactly a friendly place. And finally, Neptune, the most distant planet. Like Uranus, it's another ice giant with some of the fastest winds in the solar system. They can hit up to 1200 miles per hour. The temperatures here is around minus 330 Fahrenheit. And the pressure, well, just like Uranus, it will crush you in a second as you sank deeper into the atmosphere. If you somehow survive the initial cold, the winds would sweep you away and the atmosphere would slowly suffocate you. Neptune is just a cold, hostile place, far from anything that's familiar. You'd never even get a chance to feel at peace. So there you have it, a quick tour of what it might be like to die on each of the 8 planets in our solar system. Spoiler alert, they're all pretty brutal. From Mercury's blistering heat to Neptune's freezing winds, these planets are not the kind of places you want to find yourself in your final moments. But hey, it also makes us appreciate Earth even more, right? We've got everything we need to live and thrive, and it's a reminder of how lucky we are to be here, breathing and enjoying life. Thanks for taking this cosmic journey with me. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you want more space stories or other similar stories, and drop a comment below telling me which planet you think will be the worst to die in. See you next time.